Edition 2024 theme encourages youths to be patriotic and entrepreneurial. That was our lone headline. Good evening to you all. You are welcome to High Prime of Thursday, the 8th of February 2024. For presentation, I am Etengning Larry Kevin Tabot. We start off with our headline for tonight. The Senior Divisional Officer for Menchum Division in the Northwest Region, Abdullahi Aliyo, has encouraged youths in that part of Cameroon to be assiduous, law-abiding, and entrepreneurial. He was speaking to them for the opening of the launching of the ceremony to mark the 58th edition of the National Youth Day celebrations in that part of the Northwest region, as the ceremony took place at the Womb Ceremonial Grandstand, as Alice Lekeliengu tells us more.
The 58th edition of the National Youth Week in Cameroon has been officially launched in Menchum Division by the Senior Divisional Officer of that division, Abdullahi Aliyo. He called on the youth to be law-abiding
of our population and are the prime victims of the challenges cited above. We hereby call on them to be patriotic, law-abiding, entrepreneurial, responsible, and civil in all that they do, so that our country, Cameroon, is sure of a good relay in all walks of life.
He also acknowledged the many challenges in the country and called on the youth to put hands on deck to overcome.
And the security challenges in the Northwest, Southwest, and Far North region of our country, amongst others. For our country to veritably overcome these challenges, especially that of over-dependence on importation, all Cameroonians, and most especially the youths, are called upon to put hands on deck to combat this situation. All of these begins with a simple study of our local environment on what we consume more.
The event started with a sports walk with all the members of the educational family taking part. The theme of this year's edition is Youth, Import Substitution and Economic Patriotism for Cameroon's Development.
Beautiful sounds and sights there from Menchum Division of the Northwest region. We remain in the Northwest region, this time around in another locality in the Donga Mantung Division, where the governor of the Northwest region, Adolphe Lily-Lafrique, has announced the release of the DO for Bamenda 2 subdivision, and Nkongo Nicholas Manchang, who was kidnapped by separatist fighters on their way for the installation of the SDO for Donga Mantung Division, as they were intercepted by the separatist fighters and taken to the bush. So let's take an interview of an excerpt selected for us by our news team.
Informed of the abduction of the officer of Bamenda 2 in Menchum Division and other immediate collaborators who are in their way to come and witness the commissioning of the incoming SDO of Donga 2, they were ambushed by terrorists. Aware of this horrible incident, the head of state, His Excellency Paul Biya, instructed firmly the administrative authorities and the security services to carry out a swift military operation in order to set free the hostages. As such, 4 hours later, we received reliable information that the state administrative authority was free. Thanks to the bravery and professionalism of our valiant military forces, as well as the bravery of the abducted victims. Nevertheless, I continue counting and craving the indulgence of the peace-loving population of this Republican and peaceful division, all traditional municipal and regional authorities, all living forces, peace and vigilance groups, to continue providing the security forces with all information at hand to free the remaining hostages that are still not yet released.
That was Governor Lily Lafrika speaking there on the circumstances that led to the release of Congo Nicholas Manchang, the TO for Bamenda 2 subdivision. We talk education. The chairperson of the Kanye Tumenti Kate Fund, the Excellence Fund of the University of Buea, has met with the Vice Chancellor of that state university and the hierarchy of UB on how to evaluate the various students that have been deemed necessary to be recipients of the set award fund to the tune of 50 million CFA francs that will lead to a period of 5 years in that set state university. The award fund stands to promote students of less privileged background, as our reporter Daniel Komembua has more.
This board meeting to evaluate the Kate Kaye Tometi Excellence Fund Award, launched last year 2023, to award best performing students at the University of Buea, has taken place this Wednesday, February 7, 2024. The meeting, chaired by the board chairman of the organization, was aimed to cross-examine the number of students who have received the award and those still to receive.
Basically, on this first board meeting of the Kate Kaye Tometi Excellence Fund for 2024, we basically reviewed the award criteria and tried to make it more user-friendly, both for the students who will receive awards, but also for university administration that has to process the information. We also reviewed the level at which funds that were awarded have actually been collected, and we had a general sense of satisfaction that the funds have been collected and that steps have been taken to ensure that funds that have not been collected are made available to beneficiaries within a very reasonable time.
Taking place at the Central Administration Boardroom of the University of Buea was a moment for the Vice Chancellor to extend his appreciation to the donor.
Before the board meeting, I was very satisfied. After the board meeting, I am satisfied beyond bounds. You know, because this is an enterprise through a very dynamic lady at the head of the enterprise who decides to make available to our youth here at Buea University 1,000 awards, 50,000 francs each, which by simple multiplication amounts to 50 million, and is going to go for 5 years.
The CFA 50,000 given to each student every year is also based on some criteria which the students must match up with.
One of the aspects of the evaluation will be to ensure that those who will lay claim to the funds will be those who would have been found to be of good standing from the point of view of behavior, of discipline. You know, after each examination, we have a disciplinary board that ensures that those who went through exams did so, because an exam is a competition, did so fairly, you know, without engaging in any indiscipline, any attempt to be involved in malpractice.
It should be noted that this Excellence Fund Award will run for 5 years, and it will also cover students who are physically challenged within the university community.
We now take you to the far north region of Cameroon, where some road projects that are currently ongoing for the construction phase that have been financed by the French government in the town of Marwa, the capital town of the Far North region, have been inspected by the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Celestin Kecha-Cortez. Though with some technical hitches recorded in the said projects, the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Celestin Kecha-Cortez, on her part says the work construction are on a good roadmap as she encourages them to continue and present the visible and final touch of the said projects. More with our Marwa-based reporter Yauba Mubarak.
The ongoing project of road construction in the city town of Marwa were evaluated by the Minister of Urban Development during an official visit in the Far North region. Celestin Kecha-Cortez, as well as French ambassador in Cameroon, have appreciated the level of the execution rate of some road project in Marwa. Despite some technical hitches noted here and there on the proper executions of this project, the minister called on the population to be patient and avoid any political manipulation by political leaders.
Quand on apporte des projets pour embellir, pour donner la chance à Marwa de prendre son tour.
When the government is bringing some development project in Marwa, I would have liked to hear voices that express his thanks to the government for his effort.
Mais les bagarres politiques sont déjà entrées dans les projets de l'État.
But political fighting have already started among political leaders, and I say no to any forms of political manipulations of the population on the ongoing road project.
Pour faire passer des idées politiques.
According to the urban development boss, Marwa will be totally transformed into a new city with great changes on the urbanization system. She further reassured road users that everything will be okay as the government is setting eyes on the executions of this project. It is often said that when roads are accessible, development follows. Marwa town is therefore ready to experience such a development in the upcoming years.
You are watching High Prime, and we are coming to you live from our main studio here in High Television. We now talk our economy in this newscast. Petroleum products in Cameroon are witnessing a 15% increase put in place by the government of Cameroon. The government move comes less than some few months after the said government refuted that they are not in any engagement to increase the prices of hydrocarbon products. But Cynthia Lato brings to the fore what actually promoted this increase of the set hydrocarbon products in the upcoming paper.
A litre of super in Cameroon moved from 730 francs CFA to 840 francs CFA, while that of diesel left from 720 francs CFA to 828 francs CFA on February 3, 2024, representing a 15% increase. The decision was taken at the end of a meeting chaired by the Minister of Commerce, Luc Magwabaga Tangana, with the Ministries of Transport, Water and Energy, Labour and Social Security represented.
Nous avons constaté qu'il fallait nécessairement.
We realized that there was a need to readjust the prices in order to reduce the weight of the subsidies and not to completely eradicate the subvention. The government will continue to subvent petroleum prices in Cameroon.
Du point de vue, le consensus est total.
The second increase after the first on February 1, 2023 was officially announced in a press release signed on February 2 by the Secretary General at the Prime Minister's Office, Severin Magua Fuda. The same document highlighted that domestic gas and kerosene prices remained unchanged respectively at 6,500 francs CFA per 12.5 kilograms bottle and 350 francs CFA per litre of oil. As part of accompanying measures following the price adjustment, the Cameroon government plans to increase the income of public officials by 5%. Once effective, this increase in salaries in Cameroon will be the second in the space of 1 year after February 1st, 2023, and also following an increase in the prices of these petroleum products. The government also envisages the opening of a dialogue with the private sector on the Guaranteed Interprofessional Minimum Wage Rate (SMIC), as well as on related issues. The reduction of certain tax burdens and custom charges in the road and transport sectors are also in view. These changes come in a context where inflation reached 7% in Cameroon in 2023, the first time in 28 years, a percentage projected to increase with a now inevitable rise in the transport prices.
Still in the light of the 15% increase in petroleum products in the country, a Cameroonian economist based in the economic hub of Douala, Dr. Jean-Marie Biada, has called on the Cameroonian government to make sure that they revamp and reconstruct Sonara as is in a means to address the country for inadequacies. Let's take a listen to Dr. Jean-Marie Biada in the following excerpt selected for us by our Douala-based correspondent.
Look around us here. All the countries surrounded Cameroon have their local oil refinery. I go to in Chad, for instance, they have the refinery of Jeremiah. I go in Gabon, they have their refinery there. I go to Congo Brazzaville, they have their Coraf, Congolais de Raffinage. I go to Ivory Coast, they have la C, Société Ivoirienne de Raffinage. And in Cameroon, we have our Société Nationale de Raffinage. And unfortunately, between the night of Saturday, let's say Wednesday 30th to Saturday 31st May 2029, our refinery has collapsed. It cannot refine our Kamkole. The name of our local oil here is called Kamkole. We cannot refine it there, unfortunately. So what are we doing? We exploit locally Kamkole and we send it in abroad. And they refine it and we go and buy it to supply our local need here. That is the real problem. And in my point of view, to change the situation, if we don't do it, if we don't reform Sonara, such as Sonara will be capable of refinery our Kamkole, the situation is that we are facing another increase next year. And the year after in 26, we'll face also another increase. So the solution is to reform our national refinery, such that before 2029 we have noticed that we didn't face such increasement. And actually the government is not the only partner, let's say the only factor on which we can rest to elaborate, to draw our economic policy. Unfortunately, this responsibility is shared between the government and the international fund donors. And they are here to ask the government to reimburse what we have received for many years. And we have problem now, we are not ready to pay the many installments. You can notice that last year, 30th September 2023, the stock of our debt was close to 12,500 billion CFA francs. And those international fund donors, notably the IMF, International Monetary Fund, they are here to be sure that by the end of any month, the installment supposed to be paid in abroad will be done. And they have noticed that where they can obtain rapidly, quickly, money is in the petrol. That's why they are asking that they increase, and actually they have increased close to 108 CFA francs as far as automotive gasoline is concerned, and 100 on the price of fuel as far as the fuel is concerned. It's enough, according to me. It cannot help us to, let's say, revamp our local industry. It cannot help us to achieve the main goal of the government. They are calling it import substitution. The main production intern is automotive gasoline. From January 2023 to February 2024, that price has been increased for close to 41%. It's enough. For such a sensitive production entrance is not the real way to take things. In my point, according to me, they have to decrease that increasement such a way that they can validate it loss, so not say 258 CFA francs, they can bring it back to, let's say, 50 francs, and then they carry internationally money to revamp Sonara. The solution is to revamp Sonara, is not to continue to increase the price in the petrol station.
That was Dr. Jean-Marie Biada speaking there to a reporter on the need for the revamping and reconstruction of the national refinery Sonara in Limbe so as to address the country's fuel inadequacy. We talk something else this time around for the Southwest region, where members of the Board of Directors of the Agriculture Infrastructure Value Chain Development Project AIVDP have met in the town of Herendry Hospitality for the 8th Steering Committee meeting of the set developmental and agricultural outlets. This was presided over by the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Gabriel Bairobe, as our reporter has more.
The hierarchy members of the Agriculture Infrastructure and Value Chain Development Project, AIVDP, are in session for their 8th Ordinary Committee meeting, presiding over by the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Gabriel Bairobe.
Many contracts have been signed, and now the project team has to work hard so that all the contracts will be executed by the end of the year or by 2025, which is the closure of the project. We have Swabib that is on the field. We think that farmers will have financial resources to implement their project and help us to achieve food security in the region.
The agriculture and local development outlets that has been doing enormous in the agriculture value chain domain, something that is being outlined by its coordinator.
If I were to give a global picture, we are at about 55% fiscal realization. This is because one of the key activities, which is the construction and rehabilitation of 290 kilometers of feeder roads, which carries over 25% of the entire project cost, is just about to start. We have just last week signed contracts for 5 lots of that particular activity, and so that is why the fiscal realization is only at about 55%.
The Vice Chairman of AIVDP outlined on the enormous work done by the said structure to the satisfaction of local farmers.
We noticed that the farmers on the field are satisfied. Most of their problems have been solved. The activities are sustained by the project on the field, so we are satisfied. Now, this is the last year. We must double our effort to convince the government that to renew, to maintain the project, because the government is expecting to see how the chain is getting value, how the products are getting more and more value.
With 55% rate of realization work done, AIVDP structure remains resolute in attaining more grounds with the time left.
But we are optimistic because since we have signed the contracts and we are in the dry season, hopefully our contractors will be able to perform. And if they do perform as we expect, then by the end of this year and maybe early 2025, the project we should be able to round up on a very significant percentage.
As the Agriculture Infrastructure and Value Chain Development Project sees her concluding days, the outlet remains resolute in seeing that she continue alleviating most Cameroonians from poverty by embedding them with the necessary skills when it comes to mechanized agriculture and local development.
On to our sports dossier for tonight. The different football teams at the Southwest Regional League have started preparations for the upcoming 2023-2024 football season competition. This competition is in a way for them to secure a spot at the upcoming National Football Interpol tournament that will be witnessing anytime soon. Gunyu Sonita profiles some teams from the Southwest region in the upcoming report.
Is ticking as clubs in the Southwest region are getting ready for the new season, that is the 2023-2024 Southwest Regional League that will be commencing in the weeks ahead. Mind you that the over 20 teams that will be participating in this year's championship are already putting all it takes to why not fighting for that one spot that will be available at the end of the season, that is going to be right from the mini Interpols and why not to the national Interpols to represent the Southwest region. I will talk about clubs like Fako United, who wants to have a taste of the MTN Elite 2 Championship. They will have to battle a lot, especially big names like Boya United, Asino Dev, Ates. LX Sport 2 is coming in with a new breeze, a new fire, because they equally have as ambitions to have a taste of what the MTN Elite 2 Championship is all about. Like Tico United, Best Stars Academy, Option Sports Academy, Sinodev, Prisons FC, Elensburg, Kamjo, and many others have engaged themselves into a number of friendly games to evaluate the progress of their various training sessions.
Strategy is just the second week we started. We are still doing a physical preparation, and we just played this match to see how the players can resist play with the load given them. So it was a sort of match like to release the load putting throughout the physical preparation. It's satisfying because it's a game, even though we have to win, but we're not really looking for victory. We had things that we were looking, but if the victory came, we would have taken it. The problem when I came to Sinodem because of the project. We are very interested in the project they have, and it's an old house for me. So I just came back to an old house, and I'm very comfortable with the administration here. Zippo, but it's football. If you can play the strong boys before you arrive in Interpol, it means that you'll be very, very prepared. Any team that will qualify for Mini Interpol in that pool will be very, very prepared to play the Mini Interpol without any issue.
Other clubs like Fako United, ambitions are higher as the new management reveals.
Well, we are just at the last stage of time, the last note, where we'll be able to begin the championship. So far, so good. We have been doing well. We are expecting a good start of the seasons, and all the children are there. They are good. I thought I have to make a change for a new experience, a new environment, so that I'll be able to gain experience too, and to be able to meet with several other persons too. That's just my reasons of leaving the club to Fako United Football Academy. I'm very, very sure of myself and sure of what I'm doing, and I think that by the grace of God, I will be able to play the Mini Interpol. I'm assuring the Fako United supporters and even the football lovers within the region.
However, it should be remembered that the league that was supposed to start on February 3rd, 2024 has been postponed to a later date, giving these 20-plus teams more training days to await the grand launching of the Southwest Regional League 2023-2024 season, as they are ready to create one spot at the end of the season to represent the region into the national Interpols.
And let the best team in the Southwest region win. With our sports report, this is what concludes tonight's news package, High Prime, of Thursday, the 8th of February 2024. Thanks for watching, and good night from my news studios.